first petition for cert that the Supreme Court has been filed before the Supreme Court. There have been multiple cases, multiple times, that people challenging laws against same-sex marriage within their states, and they've asked the Supreme Court to take their case. The court hasn't taken it. But in this instance, in this time, and probably it's because the court knew that it was bubbling up, but they wanted to take the right kind of case. You know, if a case is really complicated, or the actors in the case are people that are, you know, maybe not as acceptable, like who knows why, but they want to take it in the right situation so that they can establish whatever it is that they're hoping to establish. A person has to have standing to be heard, so that's like an important vocabulary word. Standing means that you are a party in the lawsuit, that you're a person that's affected.
Wait.
Let's say that I feel that Frisco ISD is violating your First Amendment rights with the dress code. I think it's a terrible violation. I can't sue. I don't have standing because
You're not a student.
right. So it doesn't affect me, even though I have a feeling about it. So remember, this is one of the reasons that interest groups pay for lawsuits for other people. So like Brown versus the Board of Education, like if you don't have like members of the NAACP were not necessarily in school being discriminated against by segregation, so they found somebody who was in that situation. They said, we're going to pay for that. So we're going to find somebody who has standing. The case has to have some kind of national relevance. And they don't engage in like hypothetical stuff. So they're not going to, like a lot of times people will say like Congress will pass a law, well, let's take it to the courts and see if it's okay. Well, they're not going to do that. Like they don't like consider what ifs or political questions. They don't rule on things that are irrelevant anymore. Like they're not going to make a decision about slavery because we don't have slavery anymore. You know, it's like got to have like true, actual relevance, and the decision has to mean something. Otherwise, they're engaging in political, hypothetical discussion, and that's not their job. Their job is to deliver justice. Okay? All right, so I will give you guys some time. We're going to go to the next slide. I want you to read it as a group. I want you to think about this list, and I want you to debate and decide, do you think that the court is going to grant cert, yes or no? And I want you to be able to identify why. And we're going to do 4 of those. All right, so here's your first one.
Whoa.
Wait, grant cert and
Yes, so you're not deciding the case. You're simply deciding, would they grant cert, yes or no?